Hi guys, welcome back to Silly Talks. This is Aloka. So today we are back with another video. Today's topic is how to take care of yourself during the monsoons. So we know the monsoons can be pretty harsh both on your skin and on your health. So we are going to give you some tips which is going to make taking care of your skin during the monsoons as easy as cakewalk. So without further ado, please let's get started. Okay, so number one, do not wash your face with a face wash or a soap bar more than twice a day. I know it can be pretty intimidating to wash your face more than twice or thrice a day during the monsoons because it can get pretty humid and sticky. But please do understand the fact that whenever you're washing your face more than twice or thrice a day with any face washes or cleansers, what you're doing is you are stripping your face of the essential oils that it require or the sebum that it produces. This leads your skin to produce more sebum than required, leading to acne prone skin. Thus, please stick to a proper regime where you do not wash your face with a face wash or any cleanser more than twice a day, and if possible, do use lukewarm water. So number two, use a deep pore cleanser. Now I know many of you might be using a moisturizing cleanser, specifically if you're from the dry skin family, but please try to stick to a deep pore cleanser during the monsoon because it is very essential to remove the dirt and grimes from the pores, which not all cleansers can do. So please try to stick to a deep pore cleanser, and if it strips off the moisture from your skin, do try to hydrate it later. So a deep pore cleanser during the monsoon is a mandatory. Number three, use a clay mask. Now we use various kinds of masks during the whole year. Like there are sheet masks, there are clay masks, there are hydrating masks, there are so many kind of masks. But specifically during the monsoon, it's better to stick with clay masks because these are clarifying masks. They do pull out the sebum and the blackheads and whatnot from your skin and help you achieve that clear skin goal, which becomes very difficult during the monsoon. So during the monsoon, please keep all your other masks at bay and stick to your clay masks. Number four, do understand the difference between hydration and moisturization. Hydration basically means replenishing your skin with the water content which it requires. Moisturization, on the other hand, means locking in that moisture or that hydration inside your skin. Hydrating products usually have humectants which lock in the water molecules inside your skin. They can be easily found in your kitchen if you actually stir for it. Like honey is a very good hydrating product. Moisturizers, on the other hand, prevent the transepidermal water loss. So during the monsoons, please hydrate your skin properly instead of investing your time and money in buying lots of moisturizers. Now, even if you're from the dry skin family like I am, your skin will react to products differently during different seasons. My skin is extremely dry during the winter, but the same skin becomes a bit oily during the monsoons or sometimes during the summer. That is why I tend to stick to water-based hydrating products during the monsoon rather than trying out moisturizers which have a thick emollient base or maybe oil base. Number five, please do understand that lesser is more. You do not need to lather up a lot of products during the monsoon. This can actually lead to more damage of your skin rather than good. During the monsoon, please stick to a very small regime where you cleanse your skin properly, tone it, maybe moisturize or hydrate, whichever suits your skin properly. And that's it. You do not need to lather up a lot of serums, a lot of oils, a lot of emollients. anything just because the beauty bloggers or the beauty industry wants you to. There might be a lot of products available in the market. That doesn't mean you need them. You need less products which can actually do more good to your skin. Number 6, don't forget to wash your pillow covers at least twice a week. During the monsoons, a lot of bacteria collect not only in our pillow covers but also in our clothes. Just how we wash our clothes regularly, it's important for us to wash our pillow covers at least twice a week as well. This will keep the bacteria at bay and help you achieve a clear skin goal. Number 7, do take your antioxidants. Now don't mistake me for this. I'm not telling you to opt for any fancy products that are marketed by any of the beauty bloggers or any of the celebrities. I'm saying intake your antioxidants which are available in your house, because antioxidants help your body by emitting out the toxins from your body. So you can find good antioxidants like green tea, ginger, lemon, honey, which are readily available in your kitchen. Number 8, do stick to a diet which has lesser fried food in it. I know it's a pretty generic one, but do understand that monsoon is a season where your skin produces a lot more oil because the weather is pretty humid. Thus, having more oily food will lead to more harm to your skin rather than good. Thus, stick to having lesser fried food and you will see a good clear skin during the monsoons. Number 9. Now this is about your hair. Have you noticed your hair falling more during the monsoons? We all have. That is because our scalp tends to get more oily and more dirty during the monsoons due to the humid weather outside. So what you need to do is that use a clarifying shampoo rather than a hydrating or a moisturizing shampoo. Try to wash your hair at least twice a week during the monsoons with a clarifying shampoo, and also cover your head with a scarf or always tie it in a bun and try not to leave it open while you go out. Number 10, last but not the least, let's not forget your feet. Now we have all been there where our feet start smelling during the monsoon. That happens because of the bacterial growth that takes place when you're wearing closed shoes. So what we can do about it is clean your feet with a solution of lukewarm water. Either add vinegar or lime to it and 1 teaspoon of baking soda if it's available in your house. Baking soda helps cutting the smell and vinegar and lime helps cutting the bacterial growth. Do it at least twice a week and you will definitely see a great deal of result. Okay guys, so that's all for today. I hope this video was of some use to you. If you really like the tips that we have provided in this video, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Do color the like button and also click the bell icon below the subscribe button. And we will be also coming back very soon with a very new video. Till then, stay happy, stay safe and spread love. Bye.